Hello, my dear friends. Today we know about genetic counseling, and you know that genetic counseling is one of the kind of counseling, and counseling is a process by which the two people or groups of people meeting together and discuss an event. And genetic counseling is the process of helping people understand and adapt to medical, psychological, and chemical implication of genetic contribution to disease. So it is the process of sharing knowledge and knowledge about the medical, psychological, and familial implication of genetic disease. The process indicates the interpretation of family and medical history to assess the chance of disease occurrence and recurrence, education about inheritance of the disease, and the test to diagnose the disease and management and prevention of the disease and resource and research, and counseling to promote informed choices and adaptation to the risks and condition of the disease. So it involves all the things, the chance of occurring the disease, and chance of recurrence, and the disease education and disease inheritance, and the test to diagnose the disease and management, prevention, prognosis, and what is the research and what is the resource, that is what is the management option we have, and informed consent to counsel about the disease, to promote the disease so far. And after getting the bad result, patient become more anxious, and the genetic counselor adaptive route for the adaptation of the risks and the disease prognosis to the patient. So it involves all the things. And I know it will there is an yes, you already know that we can do this do in hereditary disease, but there's another another events in which we can give the genetic counseling, such as birth defect, mental retardation. In case of abdominal illness, the risk of genetic disease is high, so we should counsel the mother about the chance of developing and those disease, and any early onset of cancer in the families, and a miscarriage, and there is recurrent miscarriage and any malformation other than birth defect, and tendency to develop neurological conditions, genetic neurological disease. So, what is the component? At first, we inform the information gathering. There is the we take the history, detailed history from literature, from patient family member, and then we can do some tests to diagnose the disease, and we assess the risks, and then we can counsel the patient, and after counseling, we can give him also the psychological part of counseling, and helping patient to take the decision what is the right decision for the patient. Is she about a malformed baby or not, and after decision we can help the patient to we can give the support, various support, occupational support, social support, or like this to the patient. And what is the steps in the counseling? At first, we diagnose the case, then counsel the patient about the prognosis, and then we see the route of treatment to the patient. What is the treatment available uh, to the patient for this genetic disease, and what is the prerequisite? At first, we take the detailed history from the patient, and then the accurate diagnosis, and we must know the what is the etiology of the disease, what is the natural history, and what is the treatment, prognosis, and burden of this disease. And we must know the inheritance patterns. It is autosomal dominant recessive, X-linked dominant or recessive like this, or mitochondrial disease. And what is the psychological impact of this disease to the patient? We must understand that. And what is the training in counseling technique? And the counselor must have adequate technique or adequate experience to counsel the patient. In appropriate culture, we must know the concept of health and disease in appropriate culture. And genetic counseling ethics. What is the ethics of genetic counseling? So we must respect the right of any person, and it must be non-directive. It must be mutual, and it is must be both directive. Patient You give the knowledge to patient, and how much knowledge he can conceive, you must understand about that. And you must maintain the patient privacy and family privacy, and there is a matter of confidentiality in this in counseling. So what are the steps in the counseling? And we already told about that. We must know the detailed history of the patient and family history and obstetrics history, and any history of consanguinity between between the parents present or not. And then we must adopt and construct a pedigree chart. And then we estimation of the risks. It is autosomal dominant recessive. How much the risk you already know that about. And then they transmitting the information to the patient. What is the diagnosis and the pedigree and the chance of getting the disease. And then we must ensure about the psychology and emotional support to the patient. And you must give also educational, social, and financial background, financial support to also the patient. And you must know the ethics, moral, and legal implication of this knowledge. And you have some good training to make the conversation more acceptable and palatable. So implication of the identity counseling we can use in this case in this of hereditary disease, and there is some test to diagnose the prenatal test to diagnose early onset disease, that is alta amniotic blood sampling, amniocentesis, and alpha fetoprotein. And phases of genetic counseling, you already told about that. At first, initial interview, and then the physical examination and history taking, and then we can diagnose the disease. In some cases, the diagnosis is already known, but if the diagnosis is not known, we can do some tests such as chromosomal analysis, biochemical test, DNA test, X-ray biopsy, immunological test, prenatal diagnosis, and linkage analysis. This is the test which can help you for genetic counseling, and it is the part of genetic counseling that test. And then they analyze the report by source literature and review of information, consultation with the other expert, compiling of information, and determination of recurrence risks. And the communication phase. So at in this stage we can communication about the patient, about the disease, and fact and relevant hereditary pattern, diagnostic and management option for disorder, and referral and support phase, refer to genetic specialist if needed. We can refer the patient to genetic specialist, and support for decision by the counseling. Psychological support should be providing throughout process. And the role of genetic counselor, the role is they educate about the families, individual, and community about the disease, and what is the test available for them. And we can support the patient or family for informed consent and adaptation a risk or condition. So thank you all for your patient hearing, and if you like my video, please subscribe my patient, and told your friends or friends or nearest one to subscribe my channel. Thank you all.